Still looking to earn your invite for the free Players Championship? Visit ppgeventmanagement.com to learn about the different qualifiers available. From one-day events to play-on-your-own-schedule events, all events offer a buyback or cash option along with a 100% credit option redeemable towards any future pre-order at competitive prices. Grinding and getting paid to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Has never been easier. Play with the most professional worldwide tournament series today and join the online community. Come join us on Discord for assistance, info, and even discussions about future events.
Hey everybody, Joseph Rothschild here, aka MBT, and we are back with the Pro Play Games Origins Weekend Tournament. I'm joined, unfortunately, not by Simo, who had a family emergency, but fortunately by a commentator who is a friendly face among PPG comms. I will introduce Dale13, and you can let me know how you are doing on this fine day.
Yeah, not too bad. How's everything going your side?
It's going all right. We are more than halfway done with Swiss, now in round 4, and watching a game between two undefeated players, Mac Isaac and Pizza Makararika. We saw a little bit of Pizza's game last round. They are on Subterror, but like most players who play Subterror, they are absolutely correct that it has absolutely no ability to clean up established board states. So they have supplemented it with a small Neos fusion engine consisting of Predaplant Verte Anaconda and, of course, Rainbow Neos. Mac Isaac, inversely, is on a deck that we have seen none of today, Zombie. Now, this is a very interesting take on Zombie. You can see a Jet Synchron combo being navigated over the course of this turn. I'm interested to see where this is going to end up, but it is a classic Zombie World build. I'm talking sending Necro World Banshee, getting Baylor Drock back in standby phase, preventing a bunch of specific interactions because of the way Zombie World works in terms of preventing tributes and monsters from being on the field at the same time. They're going into a Link Karibo here, and I'm excited to see what they will finish with. Unfortunately, will be prevented from doing so by a big old rock.
Yeah, I mean, the Rainbow Neos itself is amazing, and then you're going to back that up with a Nibiru. It does clear the board. The token is going to be pretty beefy, but there's no Mizuki to revival around the graveyard. We've already used, possibly, I assume, Jet Synchron's effect already. It will leave the room with a token and one card in hand. Not looking the best.
Oh, certainly not particularly good. Unizombie is just an incredible play for the deck, but only when it's able to send things from the deck to the graveyard. So if you Nibiru before that happens, you are in a pretty bad position. Looks like they are discussing real quick about the ability of Nibiru. That may have been the 4th summon, and if it was, oh boy, was that a mistake. Fire off the Unizombie once again in order to send from the deck to the graveyard, likely either a Necroworld Banshee or a Baylor Drock, depending on what's in the hand. Necroworld is the pick. So from this position, we can perform a Link Summon. What we're going to do, a 3-mat here, including a copy of Danger Nessie, will net us on the extra deck, I don't know, maybe a something. I'm trying to figure out what exactly could happen. Oh, a Curious! That's a nice one. So Nibiru will come down, but of course, Curious will also trigger. So they'll be able to send a card from the deck to the graveyard. I think Baylor Drock will probably be the pick. Unizombie, a Zombie, Link Karibo, a Cyburst, and Danger Nessie and Aqua do fulfill the conditions necessary for Curious. That Nibiru is going to be a big old boy, but I will be shocked if it is able to contend with a repeatable Baylor Drock, provided we have anything that is spell speed 2 in the graveyard.
Super confused. Are we sure that wasn't 5? Jet 1, Interlink, bring back Jet, Nessie, and Unizombie?
The double Jet. Did they bring back Jet over the course of this turn?
I mean, I assume this is only turn 2, unless I missed one. If I missed one, then I'm probably massively wrong.
Regardless, all I know is that the Nibiru went back in the hand. Misclick or a an early activation. They were not activating until after the Curious had hit the field. We're going to send a Glow Up Bloom here, which does pretty much exactly the same thing as sending a Baylor Drock would. We'll be able to add a level 5 or higher zombie monster from the deck to the hand, or if Zombie World was on the field, you can special summon that monster. Ideally, we will be able to banish this Necroworld Banshee as Chainlink 2 to get a Zombie World so we can summon it. I think that's what they're doing now. Curious also will trigger upon being sent to the graveyard, so we can add the Solitaire back to hand. Go ahead and activate that copy of Zombie World and resolve the effect of Glow Up Bloom, likely ending on a Baylor Drock. Now, since that token is as of yet a rock and will become a zombie, it plus the Baylor Drock can go into Sucker. They can draw an additional card, banishing the Nibiru in the process on their next turn.
Magic Synergy. I mean, again, this is all off the back of the Nibiru, and I'm not too sure. I don't know if the zombie player would have made the same play and gone to Curious had they not known that Nibiru was in hand, which is interesting.
See if they extend a little farther. Just a question of if that thing in the back row is different. It looks like it is, and they're going to pass on Baylor Drock, saying, all right, this is probably good enough. Good luck to you. That token is a big old boy, so the Guru player is going to have to not only have a significantly powerful out to the token, but also a way to prevent the Baylor Drock from recurring every turn, even if they are able to walk over it here.
Yeah, I mean, the loss of Rainbow Near straight from the start, it is quite a massive factor. And this is just going to be like fruitless because you're just going to go Nibiru, border right back. Nibiru, border right back. And I suppose the only thing you do is you stop the border right being able to get into attack. But unless something else is added to that, they're not going to be able to clear off that Nibiru.
It'd have to be like, I don't know, Called by the Grave, potentially. Activating Solitaire here will trigger Baylor Drock, and we can, of course, banish this copy of Nibiru, as the deck does so adeptly.
Yeah, I mean,
and are they just dead to the token?
Yeah, I mean, there's still Jet in the graveyard, so if you wanted to, you could set up your graveyard from here. And if you're worried about the back row, you can start picking it apart, but exactly what you just said. Swinging the token in attack is insane.
It's 45 plus 24 plus 13. I mean, we're really close to lethal here. Sending a Mizuki should do it, provided we bring back the Unizombie. Of course, that attack mitigation on Unizombie, of course, does not matter if a Zombie World is on the field and everything is natively a zombie anyway.
I love that interaction. I like Zombie World so much. Such a good, powerful card as well. And I love Banshee. I thought she was a great introduction to the deck.
Zombie World is such a cool card. It is just such an absolutely awesome card that unfortunately is just slightly under the necessary power level to compete in the current format.
Yeah, without a doubt. A lot of people also forget that the fact you can't tribute as well. And then it turns everything in graveyard into zombies. So that when you're you'll make plays and it's everything like, oh yeah, you need to use 2 machines or 2 Cyvers to make this. Complete shutdown. It just does so much more than you initially think it does.
For a card with like 1 line of text on it, it sure does enable a lot.
Oh, the good old days of YuGiOh when 1 line of text was enough.
Comes Jet. The Vampire Sucker will draw a card, and to the graveyard goes Baladrock and Sucker and Jet Synchron. Not playing around here. We're just going to go into an access code, I'd imagine. Oh, or a Boral Sword. Yeah, that'll do it too. Now, the Jet Synchron is banished, but banishing Mizuki to get this Baladrock in attack position is well over lethal.
I just fear another Nibiru getting dropped would have been quite interesting. So, rocking into game 2. What do we go for here? I mean, the Guru player obviously didn't open up too well, but playing Guru, you have to go first. have to. And it looked like the only thing that really stopped here was the Ash on the duality, and the zombie player just wasn't able to go off from there. But it'll be interesting to see.
It's not too miserable. I'm of the opinion that this is a really good matchup for Guru. Especially going first, access to Fiendus, access to There Can Be Only One, and access to Cosmic, all of which just literally win you the game. You can keep the zombie world from sticking, you win. So your goal should just be to do that and not worry about any of the other individual cards.
Yeah, I mean, starting off with an extravagance is always going to be great, especially when it resolves. And even if it doesn't, you hope you've got enough to play with. Please let me see a Guru or a Hidden City from that hand. I mean, come on.
This is why I stopped playing Guru. I mean, you very frequently open hands like this. Neos Fusion is fine, but really bad going first. Oh God.
As well. If he's only playing the one Neos Fusion, he's seen that twice in both games, and that's such bad luck.
I guess I can check, but I've seen more and more people who were looking to summon Neos off of something like a Verte Anaconda just move to playing triple Neos Fusion. Like, why not? You know, it's an individually powerful card, and it looks like this person is as well. In fact, they're not even on Verte. They're just on triple Neos Fusion. I don't even know if I'd keep that in going second.
Not if you were going... I wouldn't keep it free going first, because, I mean, Neos is just so dead on, like, going first. You've not got anything to shuffle. His effect isn't live. Ugh. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that is pretty much the end of the game. No response means triple strike!
What?
Oh no, a full house! Alright, all those Solemn Strikes to the graveyard, and now we are free to resolve the effect of Zombie World. Oh, something in the field spell zone. I will give you one guess as to what it could be. Normal from a copy of Unizombie. Yeah, this is pretty bad. This is quite bad.
If only there was another card that was like Strike, but better, that you could have had
some sort of column of judged the outcome of this game differently. I don't know. I'm kind of reaching here. We're going to pitch the Moonlit Chill and summon a copy of Jackalope. That's going to draw us an additional card. Dangers are fine in this deck just because they can lead to Vampire Sucker, which is a kind of a novel way to trigger the effect of Baylor Drock. Pitching a Jet Synchron off of Unizombie. Gosh, just really strong here.
I suppose this is the only kind of saving grace right now is the zombie player is going to have to extend to get past the Rainbow Neos. So if the Subterror has the Nibiru in hand, they have no other option but to pretty much play into it. But with cards like Mizuki, if you can try and play into it without necessarily burning through all your resource, you take the Nibiru to the face and then you just keep playing from then on. Ultimately, you're going to want to protect your Rainbow Neos as well, so you're not going to want to let it be killed as easily. So
the problem with Guru in particular is that you have to be playing... Oh, nice. You have to be playing Nibiru to hedge against decks that just have extremely powerful plays that you don't have access to. But at the same time, you have no really clean way to out the token. So, you know, you can drop the rock, but if it's got 3100 defense, it is kind of hard for you to deal with. And if it's the last card in hand, this would be one of those hands.
Yeah, definitely. I think I would like to... He set all 3 strikes, so I'd like to think if it was any kind of form of trap card, it would have been set. Any spell card outside of maybe Cave Clash might have been set. But
if they're on Cave Clash, there is a completely different problem.
I mean, it's interesting to see Jet being used and abused even without Halley Firebrats to kind of see... I would like to see it climb into some of the zombie synchros. I mean, they're the good old days, but... the discard fodder as well, just general for this deck, is always going to be a positive.
From here, we can Mizuki, bring back Ballad Rock if we so desire. That'll banish this copy of Rainbow Neos as the effect of Sucker triggers.
Still not enough to deal with that Neos. I'm trying to see where where they're going to go to get rid of that Neos.
Right here, Sucker's effect will draw a card, and it'll trigger the effect of Ballad Rock, so we can banish the Neos.
That's one route.
And if they have one more material, they can also make a Boral Sword Dragon, and that will just literally end the game.
Ooh, it was the Nibiru.
Well, I mean... Cool.
I mean, it's not, yeah, it's not amazing, because it's still going to get the draw. Border Roach is still going to come back during your standby phase. And if that draw is something godly, then, yeah, GG on that one.
Doing it after the Rainbow Neos is banished is funny because... with the rock. So... theoretically, this is a scenario in which you can eat your opponent's board and beat the token. I have no idea how you're going to beat the Doom King.
Yeah, unless you're getting that Cyclone, and even then, you'd probably imagine that if it was a Cyclone, it would have been used first turn. I mean, imagine if that set card is a Judgment. Oh, the irony.
Let's figure out a way to out that. Unizombie will do it. It'll trigger the effect of Ballad Rock, and we can banish the rock.
Send one. Bring back Vampire Sucker. Off you go. Can we just have like Omega back to 3, but only be allowed to use in zombies so you can loop your Mizuki?
Yeah, exactly. No one else gets Omega. These zombie pilots deserve it. They've been through enough, I think.
It was a Judgment. Wow, okay.
Oh, that's painful. Yeah, okay.
I mean,
that is not the worst thing in the universe. It buys you another turn.
Ooh, well, that's quite cool.
Wait a minute. Okay, hold up. We can do this. Wow. Necro Valley prevents cards from moving from the graveyard to anywhere else, which will negate the effect of Ballad Rock. It will prevent the banishing of cards in the graveyard as well. A pass out of the zombie player. Is Necro Valley going to lock this one up?
I honestly think it is. That's an insane top deck. We were thinking of Cyclones and everything.
Hilarious.
Mad.
All right, Nibiru coming in for 3K. 2 more turns of this, and that should be it. They'll pass turn. It's got to be another Nibiru in hand. That would be just too funny.
Can't believe the Necro Valley is going to win it.
Well, the zombie player does still have a significant amount of outs. The deck still has some play outside of Ballad Rock, obviously. I mean, it would have to get this far. But most of it involves using Unizombie to Zuki and then summon back cards for additional like link material. It's really hard to access without like Jet Synchron, without the ability to banish Mizuki. I mean, Necro Valley is a really clean out to just about everything this deck is trying to do.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And another move to main one. I mean, what do we got?
Shouldn't affect anything in the Guru deck. Like, the only thing it will affect will be Fiend Nest to try and revive something from the grave.
Right? Chusinoko is fine. Fiendus's effect is special something from the grave is pretty much all it impacts. I know a lot of individuals played Necro Valley as a one of in the main as a set rotation target because you absolutely have to draw Hidden City. And wow, a concession out of the zombie player. We are going to game 3.
Necro Valley takes it. Oh my days. That's quite impressive. Not gonna lie.
This is the least deserved win I've ever seen.
I don't know. I just missed it in my pass.
Massively on the back foot, but the Nibiru walking in is enough. I mean, for what it's worth, I do think the Guru player played that to the best of their ability. You know, their hands sucked. They just did what they had to in order to make it out of that game, and they did so. I think it is maybe possible they walk with the set. It's going to suck to have to go second, but if they draw a hand like they've drawn for the last couple, getting something like a Rainbow Neos on the turn that they want instead of their own first turn is going to be a difference of night and day.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's very tough because then, like, you kind of have to play a bit of mind games as to whether you think the Subterror is going to side to be prepared to go second, and you make them go first and completely throw off their game plan. No, definitely going to let them go second.
Yeah, I mean, Subterror just, again, has a really hard time cleaning up established board states. I don't disagree with this at all, even though, you know, the last couple of games have looked pretty bad from the Subterror player's perspective.
Yeah, for sure. And it looks like desires might go unanswered. Plenty of opportunity. Are we going to see... Hey,
right.
got a bit of big...
For the Bigfoot, I suppose. To get it?
Oh. Wow. Gonna snipe the snake as well. Oh, he does.
Oh, American Sniper. This is so rough. Okay, well, at least the snake returns. Alright, we're going to normal summon a copy of Ghost Mourner, go into a zombie world. We do get to go into a vampire sucker here, which is okay. I mean, maybe a Revenge Red? Yeah, it looks like that is what we're going for. A Revenge Red Savior is fine, but it has to make it to damage calculation to do what it wants to.
Yeah, I mean, with Rainbow Neos, the only thing I would rather get rid of the spells and traps, but...
Cosmic Cyclone on the zombie world is pretty good. We're going to set one, and wow, no Hidden City, 3 games in a row. Jesus, come on. So bad for this player.
Yeah, I mean, it's the life and soul of your deck, and you're not seeing it at all.
Alright, well, I hope that set card is exactly Guru, because that's what they need to get out of this. Alright, we're going to normal summon a copy of Unizombie, and that is everything they need. They can send a copy of Necroworld Banshee to the graveyard, attack with the Avenged Savior, then activate its effect to send a Baylor Drock, and then get off to the races. If that set card's Guru, it complicates things, but that's about the only thing that does so.
I mean, could the set card be Battle as well with that? I suppose if it's Battle, do you shotgun it early? Do you flip it, get the search if it is Guru to set up the Fiendess place to negate?
In a weird position where, like, your Guru actually does have the same attack as everything on board. So if they go for Savior, I don't know. Yeah, I don't actually think there is a way you can do it profitably. Oh wow! Just getting this in, and the Chaos Thunder player is currently undefeated. They picked up round number 4, so I believe that means they are all but, if not exactly, a lock for round number or for top 8. It was a Guru. They will battle here.
Yeah, I mean, this is interesting. Make sure the Guru doesn't die. Well, I say that. Is there enough to send? Border Roach is a 8, so 1632. So it's 200 shy if you send the Border Roach.
This is kind of crusty. Can maybe prevent the Necro World from resolving if you Fiendus, but with those 2 set cards, I think there's probably a 0% chance one isn't something like a Called by the Grave, which would really complicate things.
Yeah, I mean, Border Roach triggers in the standby. I suppose that's when you could Fiendus safely, because then you could trigger Final Battle to stop them being negated. Going for the Bloom. Going Aggression. Actually, this is interesting.
Yeah, I don't know about this one.
Takes substantial damage.
Does Bloom trigger now? Triggers during the damage step. You can't chain the effect of Necroworld Banshee.
Yeah, I mean, unless
trying to
click.
Could be trying to walk over the Guru.
I don't think there's any way to walk over. I don't think there's any
Knowing there's a Fiendus in hand, if you have a Called by the Grave and they get a Fiendus here, you can get a Fraulein off of the Glow Up Bloom, and then special it on the Unizombie attack. Get out your opponent. That'll get over the Guru. If they Fiendus your Fraulein summon or effect, you can Called by it, I believe. And then maybe you deal with the problem. It's a lot to work around. All right, we are going for Glow Up Bloom here. Let's see what we get. It's the Baylor Drock 2 hand. That is very interesting. We're gonna pitch this Baylor Drock for something. Main 2 to what? Activate the effect of Unizombie. The Banshee here. This probably gets the Fiendus, and it did.
It has to be a call.
Do we have a Called? If there's no Called, this is miserably bad.
What else do you set in zombies?
So, Zombie World version specifically can be playing Rivalry because it interacts pretty profitably, but like, I don't know what else. Maybe like a Dynamicious? I guess I could look at their deck. One sec.
I mean,
Infip, that is something.
I suppose one big thing to be careful of is you actually don't really want to be playing a Hidden City right now, because if you do that, you're just going to give your...
Then Baylor Drock comes back.
Yeah.
Looks like Twin Twister and Infinite Impermanence are the only things in the main. Out of the board, they have Rivalry and Cosmic.
Yeah, it has to be Rivalry then. Either a Rivalry or a second Imperm, because I would like to see if the Cosmic was there, it would have been used already. Same for a Twin. Might have been used earlier to get rid of that battle.
I mean, Battle is just such a high impact card to remove. I can't imagine you holding it. If there was maybe never a time that there was a card in the hand, I could see it. Ugh, going for the Subterror Fiendus here. What are they going to Fiendus for Fiendus? Do they have a Umastrix in hand?
Guru flips down you, zombie. I mean, it's doable if they do have an Imistrix in hand. But even then, it's still a bit tricky.
They're going to Fiendish the Umastrix out of the hand, but how do you flip it back up? The set copy of Battle is okay, but none of the cards you want banished are currently on the field. I don't know. This is a fine line, but not insane or anything.
Yeah, I mean, you've kind of got to worry a little bit about Savior. Just because it can dump any zombie, so it can dump another Banshee if there's multiples in the deck. Dump a Mizuki to bring just hard summon back the Border Oak. Oh, and there's your rivalry. That's actually insanely powerful against Subterror deck because every single one of them is different.
Yeah, I don't know how this interacts. So rivalry will resolve first, but final battle's already resolving. You've changed. You pick the effect on activation, I believe, but none of the face down cards are legal to flip up. You could flip up. If they allow you to flip up the Umastrix and send the Guru, that would be a best case scenario, of course.
Is this now going to be literally battle? Just that's all it is just Guru poking away, but having to use battle in order to deal the damage and survive the Savior plays.
And that might be enough. I'm not trying to say nothing.
15 minutes left. Definitely got that to do.
We've got a lot of time here. Looks like Avenged Savior is going to walk into Guru. That's likely going to prompt the final battle. Can Avenged Savior get to 34? We would have to send a...
It needs a level 9.
I do not see it happening. Baladrock is an 8.
Yep.
Ugh.
I mean, I can only imagine that he must have seen that coming, so there must be a send play that he's looking for, and it's either got to be the Banshee or the Mizuki in order to keep the plays going.
Probably fine. If you go Banshee into Baladrock, your opponent really doesn't have a very clean out to it. It'll be in defense mode, so it's not like Guru can ever really get over it. The problem is putting a main deck monster on your side of the field, other than an extra deck monster, means the Guru can activate its first effect to flip it face down. And now that you have no monster types on your side of the field, you can flip up the Umastrix and banish whatever your opponent gets. So it's possible Baladrock isn't even the pick. It's a lot to work around. Mizuki the send instead. That will not get over the Guru.
I mean, I can only imagine that the play would be Mizuki banish, bring back Unizombie. Unizombie, send one from hand, one from deck, just to kind of build that up. But exactly that, you've got to be...
A lot depends on the hand. Guess like Unizombie in hand means that if you bring back Baladrock, you can banish the Umastrix before it has a chance to banish your monster. But even then, 2 cards in hand, you know your opponent is holding something.
Yeah, the rivalry is certainly going to be enough to slow down, but all it takes now is the second he passes his turn, if he doesn't put a monster on board, it's just Guru attack, activate and damage step battle, and that's game.
All right, still waiting on this. It's a big think. This is pretty much the most important play of the game, so important not to screw it up.
Yeah, I mean, what have we got? Mizuki's going to revive something. That, to me, is the only way you survive the next turn.
Is Baylordrock. And a pass. Oh, no. We needed another effect activation. Oh, wow. All you got to do is activate Guru's effect here and then flip up the Umostrix, and you have won the game.
But does Pizza see that? If he does, then yeah, exactly like you said, that's the game. Umostrix deals with the border, and then attack, flip the battle. 47, I think, is damage. I don't think there's anything in the hand you really fear either. There's definitely no back row hate, there's definitely no form of interruption. Nothing in the graveyard that's going to bite you. So it's whether they see the kill play or not.
And I mean, for what it's worth, occasionally people do forget that Guru's effect is not conditionally on based on if you have another Subterror card. It's just a quick effect or not based on if you have another Subterror card. Looks like they have found it, though. They're going to activate Guru to flip down this copy of Baylordrock, flip up this copy of Umostrix, banish that monster to battle phase, and in damage step, activate the effect of Final Battle, dealing 47, well over lethal, and after a heck of a game 2, decided by a Nibiru token attacking twice in a row, the Guru player will be taking it over our unfortunate zombie pilot. Now, this does not mean the zombie pilot's out. They're still X1 and could easily make it into top 8 just by virtue. Hey everyone, if you're enjoying the coverage of the Pro Play Tour Online series, just remember, you can play in one yourself. Every Thursday you can enter our free weekly 64-player tournament with invites to the entire Top Cut. Every Saturday is our weekend championship, where you can enter a YCS-type event with 100% payout and even a cash payout option. The more players, the bigger the prizes. Can't commit time to play in our one-day events? We also host multiple 8-man pods daily, ready to fire on demand on your own schedule. All these events award invites to our free invite-only Players Championship with prizes supplied by our sponsors. For more information, visit ppgeventmanagement.com and come play with the pros.